Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Wave the Brush with me, your host, Kris, aka the Name Butcher, aka Hey You, Get Off My Lawn. Wave the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and everything under the sun. We usually delve into a lot of painting talk as well as a lot of what's under the sun, meaning no topics are barred. We'll talk about anything and everything. So if you're a first-time viewer, that is a bit of a warning, but if you have questions that you direly need answered, and you're brand new to this hobby, you don't know where to go, feel free to ask your questions in the chat, whichever direction it might be in for you. I have no idea. If you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, either one, I'm streaming this simultaneously to both, but otherwise this will be on the YouTube channel afterwards and blah, blah, blah. So, if you're brand new to this, you can ask your comments, questions in the chat. I will see them on either platform. And of course, if you're watching this after the fact, you can always send an email to Kris@waveofthebrush.com. It's in the description below, as well as a link to wavethebrush.com website. Central hub of all this silliness. Has links to all the social medias, as well as Discord. Discord's been fantastic. And, of course, links for t-shirts. Want to help support the cause? Look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world. They're wearing a Way of the Brush t-shirt. And, of course, if you've purchased yourself a shirt, send a picture of yourself in your shirt, and then we'll add it to the Monkey Shrine, which is also at wayofthebrush.com, because, you know, it's just nice to put a name with the face, and a face with the name, and a name with the name, and a face with a face, right? It's all about community and about having fun and enjoying this hobby and, you know, helping each other, as it were. Speaking of helping each other, also on wayofthebrush.com is a link for Patreon support. I'm independent these days, and so a huge thank you to everybody who supports me on Patreon. Without you guys, a lot of the things and keeping up with the channel and actually putting out more and more painting tutorials, which so many people have asked for. And so I've been doing fresh tips for the last, 4 or 5 weeks now. And so because of the Patreon support, this show and many more to come will be because of you guys. And there are varying tiers of support, so feel free to jump in at whatever price point you agree with. And huge thank you. And if you're not able to support monetarily, meaning you can't support by money, that's not a big problem, because you can always click the thumbs up, like, subscribe, ring the bell, follow, and all that other goodness, because that all helps as well. So, you know, huge thank you. And of course, a huge thank you to Guymere Alfer, aka Carl, aka Beer and Blood Bowl. That's his YouTube channel. Check him out if you love yourself some beer and you love yourself some Blood Bowl. I mean, who doesn't? I mean, Beer and Blood Bowl, that's where it's at. So it's always a good time over there with Carl and his friends as they play Blood Bowl. And, you know, I tune in as often as I can. I just like listening to them banter back and forth. It's just fun. You know, they're over in the UK. And so, you know, I get a kick out of the expressions. And, you know, if I'm ever back in the UK again, I'm definitely, you know, going to acclimatize myself by listening to those guys talk, because it's entertaining. Excuse me. So who is joining us today? I can see Ebb and Flow. Sup, everybody? The Bad Edge, Peep Eater. Hey, howdy, what's up? The Kinjin over on Twitch. Moritz Groti. Hey there. Hi there. G Squared. What's happening? TH. Juhu, I'm early. Juhu? Or is it Yuhu? Uhu? Ho-ho? Hoo-hoo? I don't know. Peep Eater, a.k.a. the Monkey Lord, a.k.a. Is it? Yeah. I don't know. See, I mean, I know a lot of people refer to me in that fashion. I usually don't, address, like, introduce myself as such, because I don't know. I just, it screams of, of ego, I suppose. And I'm not a huge fan of people with larger egos than what they can support. You know, I mean, there's people out there whose ego, it's kind of like, don't write checks your butt can't cash. Well, ego is the same way. If your ego can't support your abilities and you're a complete clusterfuck of a human being, I don't understand how some people have egos like that, because it doesn't make a lot of sense. They need psychiatric help is what they need. That's what they need. Sir Peanut Butter, morning peeps, and Kris, Dr. Santos, hello monkeys, monkey lord, Nick Dumont. Hey everybody, Dr. Santos, what are people working on recently? I stripped my Gotrek and began the whole process again. You stripped him? Why on earth would you strip him? I have not picked up that Gotrek. I have the old one. They're still actually in blister pack. I have Gotrek and Felix. They're still pewter, and they're still in the green blister pack from Warhammer. I'll have to find that sometime. I don't know if I have it handy by somewhere. I don't know. But either way, I do still have them. Also with the Robin Hood character for Bretonians. I still have him with his merry men and everything like that. I've been meaning, to dig those out. But they're still in the green blister packs. If anybody remembers the old Warhammer Fantasy, used to have like this green, bold green packaging. But anyway, I digress. Nick Dumont, doing a Raven Guard commission myself. Cool. How you doing your Raven Guard? You got an airbrush? Is that speeding up the process? Are you doing a lot of them? You got like a whole bunch, like a huge army to do? I don't know. The idea of just, painting up a whole army as a commission? Ugh. My hat's off to any commission artists out there. I mean, I personally am a horrible, horrible commission artist. Horrible. I'm horrible because I'm slow. I often, when I'm painting, I will get into the model and I'll end up nitpicking over some things for a while. But then sometimes because of that nitpicking and I'm really kind of focused in it and I'm achieving something and I like what's going on there, then sometimes I just kind of lose interest in the rest of the model. And it's just, because sometimes I can already see it, how it looks. And I'm not overly concerned with how, we're getting a little bit of a spikage here. Oof. A lot of spikage. Good grief. Well, hopefully that doesn't last too long. But anyway, yeah, so hopefully. I don't even remember what I was talking about now. I was distracted because the things popping up that things are going to hell. It's all going to hell. I'm going to have to talk to my internet provider again. Sons of bitches. Mordian LV2. I don't know what that Roman numerals. It's what's the L in Roman numeral? I don't remember. Anyway, what up? Country Gaming of ND. Hi Kris, how goes it? It goes. It comes and goes. Today it's going. I was about to say it was coming, but anyway. Sir Peanut Butter, Kris, you read the Phoenix Rising yet? Opinions? I have not read Phoenix Rising yet. Rising. I have not read it. I've been busy the last couple weeks. I was away last week, as a lot of you guys know, that because I was out of town, and the Patreon supporters, I made sure I told them because, newer stuff won't be posted this week, the previous week, but things are going to get back on track today because I got a lot of work to do. But anyway, yes, I was out of town. Thanksgiving holiday here in Canada. So we went up north because the wife and I, all our family's basically up north. And so we went up north and visited family. And that was a week. And it doesn't even feel like a holiday. It was just here. Because just tons of family. And it's just, it's a huge pain in the ass. It's a huge pain in the ass. I mean, because you want to spend time with some family. And you want to give everybody, some time, right? And it's just, and it's like, and then sometimes you're having a good time. It's like, we got to get going. We got to do this because we're going to be here in the morning or, And you want to spend more time with everybody, but unfortunately, it's just not enough time, and it's so, how it goes, I suppose. Some of you might know, some of you might not know, I don't know. Ghost Starman Deluxe, because he wants to see his ass, you dingus. Woo. He wants us to see his ass. I don't know where that was going. TH, which reminds me, how are you on emails today, Kris? I only have, I think, 2 emails to do today. So anybody wants to send an email that will be read today, I will do my absolute best to get to it. My absolute best. Absolute. But yeah. Sophie, why? I'm still working on my Avengers themed kill team. Not getting a lot of time to paint lately. Yeah, it's just that time of year. We all get busy. But hey, it's okay, because your models will still be there to be painted when you've got time, right? Go take care of real life, right? Go take care of family, go take care of job, take care of school, take care of friends, whatever it is that's going on in your life, go take care of that first. Then you can go and with clear mind and enjoy your hobby time, right? Because nothing worse than trying to sit down and you're thinking, oh, I got these projects on the go. And if you're a commission artist, I don't know. It's probably another reason why I'm horrible at commission painting is I have so many things going on that, it's just, I can't concentrate. So, but just regular old hobby folk, yeah, go take care of that. Real life first. Don't worry, your models and paints will still be there when you come back. Provided you didn't leave the bottles open. Because then your paint's going to be all dried up. So, in other words, don't leave your paints dried or open. You know what I mean. Sir Peanut Butter, yeah, connection is jamming like Clapton. Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on there. It seems to have calmed down, I think. I don't know. The kids yesterday, they said, oh yeah, the internet is kind of acting funny. Oh yeah, okay, thanks for telling me. I don't know where the hell I am here. Peep Eater, no time for model stuff. I was at a Western History Association conference this week and saw a book on display about Ojibwe. Thought of our own Monkey Lord. Did you get the book? What was the book called? Because maybe it was something I'm not familiar with. There's probably quite a bit I'm not familiar with, but yeah, interesting. Let me know, Peep Eater, what book that was, if you remember. If you don't remember, don't worry. I'll forgive you. Moritz Groti, hey, really liked your Necromunda vids with Ash. Hoping for more. Yes, I've got to get cracking on that right now because, again, like I said, I'm a week behind, and we didn't film any games this week, so we're getting together again to film some more this week. And of course, while I was up north, I actually managed to film a game up there. I filmed a game of 40K with my old pal Mike, who is it's his old time gaming group. Him and his wife. They formed along with Tyler, they formed a gaming group for the area, and it's last today. And that's really impressive. I'm glad that they've been able to keep the community there alive and well. And so, yeah, it's really fantastic. He does a lot of tournament type scenes, stuff like that. So he gets everybody together and, they go around and, partake and stuff. And so he likes competitive play. I like competitive play as well. I don't get too worked up about the competitive play, and he doesn't either. And so, it's just always really good. And I always know that I'm in for a challenging game. Now, if you're curious, a bit of a sneak preview, on Discord, we're actually talking about our lists on the Discord. I posted the list I was going to take, and he posted his list. And so, yeah, and we fought that battle out. And so that's coming. When? Not 100% sure. Because I got other stuff to do, and I've got a lot of things bubbling in my brain right now. And so I want to make sure that I do give everything its time. Yeah, this freaking connection, man. This is pissing me off. Already, it's pissing me off. But it's so far. I don't think it's what I'm doing, because I've cut back. And last time we were streaming, Everything was fine. It does appear, though, I am spiking once again. That's annoying. Country gaming of ND. I disagree. If I did not make time for my hobbying, I might literally kill myself. Sure, but you still, I mean, like, I'm not sure what your situation's like, but I mean, taking care of real life, you have to take care of. And I mean, if there's things in your life that are just kind of like really, you know, out of your control, well, then there's nothing you do, and no sense about stressing about it, because, you know, you might as well just go with it. Because I mean, if you can't change things, then, you know. But if there are things that you can deal with and make changes, I highly suggest you try. You know, helping somebody, or, you know, avoiding, you know, conflict, and, you know what I mean? Like, not avoiding conflict, but I mean, like, you know, if there's people in your life who are very toxic and, you know what I mean? Like, and just pain in the ass to deal with, then don't deal with them, you know what I mean? Just do your thing, right? You know, and the hobbying is a big part. And if you can make time to do your hobby, then by all means. But as long as other things in your life that are of greater importance don't suffer, then by all means, yeah. If you can squeeze an hour or two in every day, great, you know, it's good time management, right? Which is something I think Kris needs to. Mordian is the LV11 or II is 57. Oh, it's 57. I'm trying hard to finish my Repulsor Executioner this weekend. I've been working on it all of September and October so far. Very little time to paint due to starting a new job. Well, yeah, like I said, you know, hey, it'll get done, right? You know, and it's better to, you know, take your time, get it done the way you wanted to get it done, rather than rush and make an error and then, you know, wanting to start over, or just losing interest in it and it never gets done, or, you know what I mean? Like these kind of things, right? So it's better just to take your time. Don't be in a rush, you know? I know sometimes, you know, a lot of us will be painting to game with them, but, you know, there's certain levels, I suppose, at which, you know, you might want to consider, right? I mean, just getting it to like a base coat kind of tabletop type standard, you know, nothing wrong with that, you know. But if you want to go a little bit further with some highlighting, some shadows, stuff like that, then yeah, I would take my time. Take your time. Don't be in a rush. Old Man Logan, there he is. Welcome back, Kris. Hello, monkeys. Hello, old man. Hopefully you're well, and hopefully, you know what? Do I have any new emails from Old Man Logan? Because, you know, it's been a while, buddy. No, I just got one from TH. I'll say TH, because I'm not even going to try to pronounce his first name again. I'm sure I've completely butchered that first name. Many times, I'm sure. Peep Eater. Sorry, I didn't note the title. It was about the written journal, or perhaps was a modern edition of the journal of a missionary family recording their time with the Ojibwe. Was it called The Falcon? Was that what it was called? It was like a written journal? Or was it by like a Jesuit? I don't know. Either way. Berga would have been the Jesuit. He did a lot of writing with his time up and around the Great Lakes. Hey, did anybody see my little video I posted on Instagram with the little rock? Oh, I don't have my rock here. Crap. I should have brought my rock to show you guys. I'll do a nice little video, another one, because I just did it with my phone, and my phone, you can't really adjust the you know, adjust the thing, right? But anyway, yeah. So yeah, Little Rock. I had seen a video on it a while ago, and it was really, really cool. Under UV light, I think it's called sodalite. The sodalite minerals in the rock fluoresce, and I thought that was really cool. So, and apparently these rocks are all over Lake Superior. So, and they're all like rounded, so which means like there's been tumbling as, the glaciers melted and, boring rock stuff, of course, but I thought it was really cool. I thought it was cool. I get excited about rocks. Yeah. I'm that big a nerd. I get excited about rocks. Royo! Hi, Kris. What happened with getting things done Fridays? I have not been getting things done. That's what happened to it. But yeah, as soon as I get back into a regular kind of thing here, and also what kind of threw the kibosh, not the kibosh, but which was disrupting it, was like for the last like 3 or 4 weeks previous, my internet was completely wacky. And in fact, now today I'm finding out my internet is going wacky again on me. So yeah, I don't know what the frick it is about my internet lately, but yeah. So that's kind of what the trouble's been, because I have not been able to do a live stream. Now, that first episode, I recorded it because at the time I had posted that I was going to be doing a live, and then I didn't feel like, saying it and then not producing, right? So I produced something. And I mean, like, I could, do another, basically just filming myself and then just posting it. I could do that, but I kind of like the live streaming, just like this. I kind of like this live interaction, between us. I don't know. I just, it's my bag, man. It's my bag. I don't know. It's what I like to do. I like interacting with people, and I like answering your questions, right? I mean, Anyway, TH. Alrighty, Kris, you got Blood Bowl in your electronic mailbox. Cool. Yeah, okay, so that TH, that's got to be you. Sent the email. Awesome. Mordian, hey, thanks so much for the advice. Just don't rush it, man. Like, if you got time, you'll sit down and get it done. It's better to, take your time than rush through, because then you're not going to be happy. And hobby time should be happy time, right? Pirate Captain Daniel. Whoa, your face is closer to the camera. Is it? Or when I was turning around. No. Did everybody get a good shot in my ear? You can tell I'm getting older because there's hair in my ear now. I get hairs. And it's not like I get like fluffy little hairs. I get like the fly. I get like these big black coarse hairs, like whiskers, just like popping out everywhere. It's freaky. It's freaky. It freaks me out. And it should freak you out. Peep Eater. I have a friend who's a geologist. You don't get anywhere near as excited about rocks as he does. Also, no, the title had no falcons in it. Oh, okay. Yeah, if it was a journal, yeah. Interesting, though. Because I know, like I said, like the one book, The Falcon, that's just titled The Falcon, but it's really about, it's a guy's journal about his time, and basically he was I think English, and he was raised by Ojibwe family, and it was just talking about how his struggles, being an outsider but being accepted but not, and that kind of thing. Old Man Logan, sorry, didn't get a chance to take pics of my Iron Warrior squad. Excuse me. We'll have them for you next week. Cool. Yeah, please do. Sorry, I need my sitting pillow. There we go, my sitting pillow. There we go. I was wondering why my back and tailbone were starting to hurt. It's this frickin' chair. Frickin' frick. Bunch of fricks. Bunch of fricks. Anyway. My daughter does that one really, really well. Bunch of fricks. She's playing video games and stuff. Anyway, let's do an email. Because we can. And we shall. And because I want to keep the show on schedule today. So, schedule being 2 hours. Because I said it's 120 minutes, right? So, 120 minutes, we're sticking to the schedule. Excuse me. Sorry for anybody who has headphones on. Probably blasting the eardrums. But that is no different than what is coming right now. So if you are wearing headphones, turn them up or down, because here it comes. Email time. It's email time. Oh, it stopped. And this one's from our good buddy Darren. Hey Kris, just finished off some Rubik Marines for the start of 1,000 Suns Army. Thought I'd share what I've got. I'm pretty happy with the way they turned out for tabletop. Cheers, CNC, welcome. And so let's have a peek at his 1,000 Suns. And let's go with this one, I suppose. Damn it. Got a damn tickle in my throat. Love the metallics. Love the metallic blue. Love the gold. How can we say the metallic blue yet we don't say gold, metallic gold? Because gold can be, kind of just an orangey yellow color, or it can be, But anyway. Can we zoom in? Oh, we get to zoom in today too. Ooh, we got some good. I like the bases too. What are the bases from? The Green Stuff World rollers? Is that what that is? I like the flames on Buddy's staff and on his. It looks like Buddy's backpack of the heavy. Excuse me. Sorry, everybody. Jesus H. Damn tickle in my throat. I really like it. I like it. I would only suggest, this is absolutely minor, you do not have to go back and do this, but if it was me, I probably would. See, like on the shoulder pad of Buddy on the right here, on the far right, you see I can see a bit of the blue and gold kind of overlapping. For me, I think I would probably do a slight lining using like a dark blue or even almost a black, and just a very thin line just to create a bit of separation. Like I see this one guy who's just to the left of the sergeant, and there's a nice definition between the blue and the gold, and I think I'd like to see that elsewhere on the model. Not to say that you should go back and do it. Yeah, I really like the flames on this guy. The flames are really well done. Everything's nice and clean. I like that you didn't feel it necessary to go too far pushing up highlights or anything like that. Leave the metallics pretty much to play as is. I really like that. I think that's a very good decision, I think. In real life, these guys must just glow on the tabletop. Definitely very, very cool, though. Yeah, I like the bases. Is that a Green Stuff roller? Is that what I'm looking at there? Is that what those bases are? And how we talk about doing tabletop. Just laying down a nice, smooth, even base coat. Not really getting into a whole lot of highlighting or shadows or anything like that, and just kind of just getting the model done. When you stay nice and clean and do a nice, smooth finish on your models, you can pretty much leave them as is. Like, they're good for tabletop. I mean, yes, of course, you're not going to win any awards or anything like that, but that's not the point. But just doing a nice, clean base coat, just defining the areas, picking out the details, things of that nature. The model looks really great. And this is an excellent example of getting great looking models without having to, kill yourself trying to, get colors to blend or, whatever, because I really like them. And yeah, I imagine on the tabletop, these guys just sparkle. Did you put a did you put a varnish on them? And if so, I definitely would recommend using a gloss varnish. Do a gloss varnish first, and then possibly doing a satin or whatever afterwards. But really awesome stuff. Really enjoyed those. Thank you very much, Darren, for sending those in. Where am I? The Kinjin. At what point do you throw in the towel on miniature that's got excessive mold lines, runny looking resin that mars the details, assembly nightmare with misfitting parts, etc.? It really depends on what kind of miniature or modeler you consider yourself, because there are a lot of garage kits out there and a lot of modelers who don't even bat an eye at that. Mold lines, errors, misfitting parts, stuff like that. Modelers, that's what they love. That's the challenge they love. And, so, sometimes when I'm in the mood, yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I've dealt a lot with Forge World kits, stuff like that. And, there's been a lot of times where parts didn't line up properly and you have to sit there and heat it up or shave a part down and then have to pin it and then re-green stuff in the detail or, something like that. Never bothered me. I figured it was par for the course and, part of modeling. That's part of modeling. And I think, I think a lot of people have forgotten that for the longest time, models were not perfect, and there was a lot of work involved getting it to, even a paintable type of state, right? And that's where I think a lot of the expertise came from, getting the model, prepared and getting a proper paint job on it, just spending the time and the love, But yeah, some of us who are more concerned with, getting a paint job done, whatever. In the recent years, I don't do as much modeling. I don't get even when I'm still prepping some models, I can be very anal about getting the mold lines, details, and sanding this, and filling in gaps, holes, stuff like that. But most part, I don't get that worked up about it these days, mainly because I'm mainly in the last 10 years almost I've been filming stuff and I'm just getting it ready for the camera, right? So there's very little actual modeling I do that's for myself. Most years, like most of the time, it's been work related. But anyway, yeah, Kinjin. So do you at what point do you throw in the towel? You don't. To answer your first part of your statement there, you don't throw in the towel. You keep persevering and you work through it. For many, 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 many years, many modelers go through that. And in fact, that was just what you did. Even GW models, you would get, like the old pewter models, you'd get misalignments because of the molding process, and you'd have that little step in that surface. You just dealt with it, filled it in, and and it's all part of the learning process. Rebuilding, sculpting, shaping. You know what I mean? Like you're going to learn stuff by going through that process. Yeah, it can seem like a pain in the ass, but it's all an opportunity to learn and try out different things. Jabba's Left Nut, they're amazing. Yeah, the Thousand Suns, yeah. Bad Agi likes. Darren, yeah, the Green Stuff World base roller. That's what I thought. Pretty cool. I like them. I seen they have an Eldar one. I've been toying with picking that one up. TH, those are some sexy metallics. Ghost Star Deluxe, those are very nice. Mad Hoser, depends on the source of the model. Forge World or other. Yeah. Inyabu. Oh, would love to see those in person. Yeah, the metallics? Yeah, definitely. Those Thousand Suns definitely would kick ass. Darren says, yeah, they really pop in person more than in the picture. Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I totally can see that. Kinjin, Shadows of Brimstone. Ha ha ha. Pirate Captain Daniel. An email 30 minutes in. Kris is on the ball today. I am on the ball. I'm well caffeinated, and I'm feeling pretty good. We just got home yesterday from our trip because we drove up north, which is like a 9-hour drive. So it's not just around the corner. The thing is, why it takes so damn long is because you're basically driving around Great Lakes. And the Great Lakes are called Great Lakes because they're giant-ass lakes. So, yeah. If you're from a country that doesn't have a lot of big lakes, come to Canada and see some gigantic ass like Lake Superior. Yeah, it's a small sea essentially. The Kinjin, more than just asking where everyone else tends to draw the line. Yeah, I mean, like, I get it. Because you're kind of getting frustrated, and, you're like, oh, there's this, and then you realize, and you find the part, and you go, okay, this works here, and this, and then all of a sudden, you're about to glue the parts together, and this is why you should always dry fit parts, right? Because that way you can see if they're lining up properly, and if you're going to need to fill the gap in, or if you have to file down surfaces or anything like that, you know what I mean, to make them fit, sit nice and flush. And so, yeah, so it's part of the model building. If you're not much of a model builder, yeah, you're not going to enjoy yourself too much. If you are a model builder, then, but you're relatively new, you've never really encountered this kind of thing before. But if you've done like any garage kits, they're tons of work typically, and in fact you're often impressed, which is why I'm very, very impressed a lot of times with like Creature Caster, because Creature Caster, when they're starting out, were very much like a garage kit kind of company, in the fact that they were pretty much just doing it out of the garage, right? That's why it's called a garage kit, right? Because they're just basically doing it out of the garage and they're just distributing it, and they were pretty much like that. And the models went together so well that, it wasn't like, a garage kit. There was actually like somebody who actually knew what they were doing making this model kit. And so, yeah, it's just one of those things that always impressed me. Every kit I've gotten from Creature Caster has gone together very, very well. And I've been assured that some of those early models, they're like, oh no, that was, we were completely off base with that one, and it wasn't the way they wanted to do it, and they just went with it, and I was like, really, it went together so well. I was like lack of instructions. You just go and fit the parts together, and whatever feels like logical, because the way they're keyed, they'll just fit that one way. And so it's like, you don't need instructions. You just got to do dry fits all the time, right? But again, if you're a model builder and you're used to that kind of thing, you're not too overly concerned about bubbles or gaps, or if you need to pin it, or but again, it's just with experience and just developing your skill set, and and what aspects of this hobby you enjoy the most, really. Darren, yeah, I airbrush them with Mission Models gloss varnish. Oh, cool. I've not used Mission Models gloss varnish. Have to give them a try. I do like, I have a few of their paints, and I do like the metallic, what is it, cold rolled steel or whatever, cold steel. I like that one. That's a nice dark metallic, and it has such a nice luster to it. It's really nice. It's a really nice paint. Matt Hoser, is anyone else's streaming buffering like? Yeah, I've been having issues. So far, it doesn't seem like it's increased too much. Oh no, it has. Pain in the ass. Which is probably why I'll probably stay on the ball and move through the show in an orderly fashion, just because, I'm going to have to call my internet again and see what, just ask them, WTF, what's going on here, In Yabu, Kris, the video is dropping a few frames, but audio is near perfection. Is that what's going on here? I got hairs going on. Probably dog hair. Damn dog hairs. Nick Dumas, some steps or mold lines may be better filled instead of sanded down. Yeah, exactly. It all depends. It all depends on what you're doing, how it can go. Because I know with some of the old Forge World kits, parts would go, but sometimes the way they'd cast them is that the line, the mold line wouldn't be at where a join would be. It would be on an upper surface. So you'd have this upper surface, which was just detail or just the surface of the model, and that would have to be corrected. But I never thought nothing of it. I just, okay, it's this, it's a model. I mean, you fix it, you correct it. I mean, nowadays everybody's like, no, if it's off by a certain degree, or if there's little bubbles in it. And again, I think that's why Finecast got shat on, because people, just weren't used to, having to clean up models. A lot of people were used to plastics, and of course they were finicky, I'm not saying Finecast was a good option by any stretch, but some modeling skill was needed to work on those models, which a lot of people in this hobby, especially in the Warhammer community, are relatively new and don't have that skill set or patience to deal with that kind of material. So I think that's why it failed. It's basically just dummies just didn't know what they're doing. TH, I must admit I have forgotten how cumbersome metal models were after 20 years. Yeah. Where am I here? The Kinjin. I used to have to do this kind of thing back in the day, like 25 years back. Just kind of surprised with the quality of models these days and the strides in technology, and there's still some truly atrocious things being produced. Again, yeah, but I mean, if it's a garage kit, man, I mean, it's a garage kit. You know, I mean, if they're a well-established company and they're producing styrene plastic and, you know, there's grievous errors in the plastic, then, yeah, you just give them a call and say, you know, hey, your shit's fucked up, right? But if it's some dude out of his house who's putting these kits together, you can try, you know, but otherwise you just deal with it. I mean, yeah, what are you going to do? I mean, yeah, quality. You can complain about quality control, but at the end of the day, it's just a dude. It's one-man operation, you know, especially if he's getting busy and if he's becoming popular. Yeah. But either way, dealing with that kind of stuff, though, I mean, it doesn't bother me. I don't get worked up about, you know, their steps or... The only time I get worked up is if I'm missing a part. If as I'm dry fitting a kit together and I see there's a part missing, then I'm like, what the, you know, and the first thing I ask myself is, can I go without it, or can I duplicate it? Can I recreate it? Can I build it? And if I run through all those options and all of those are not really worth my time, it's rather than just contacting them and have them send me another part, then I go that route. But otherwise, I don't get super worked up about this stuff. Nick Dumont got a moose head lake over here. Don't go to Moose Knuckle, though. It's just a bug. Nick Dumont, always dry fit before you stick it. You know what? That's like my kind of commentary, but that's very true. Oh, shit. Can I do it from here? Can I do it from here? Let's try it from here. Let's try this feature. I never use this feature here. Let's see if I can do this without messing my shit up. Okay. Can I edit? Yes, I can. Oh, I can. I can do it right from here. Boom. Right? Save. Save. Updated. Optimized. There we go. Boom. Look at that. Always dry fit it before you stick it. I like that. That's some sound advice. Some sound advice. TH, Kris, now that weed is legal in Canada, I guess it's okay to ask, do you ever partake? In quotes. Why is partake in quotes? I don't understand. Do you ever partake and paint? No, I've not. I've not smoked any, and tried to paint. Because normally, what I'm smoking is not. I go for CBD. I don't go for THC. CBD because of basic aches and pains and joints and, you know, all round just pain. And that's the only reason I do it. It's the only reason I do it. I don't do it because it's fun, because I'm socializing or anything like that. It's before I go to bed, half hour before bed. And actually, for a while, I was doing it like on a very regular basis. I haven't smoked in like over a month. Anyway, I've just been okay, and I haven't really felt the need to do anymore. So I haven't touched the stuff in a bit, because I haven't really felt the need. You know what? It's pretty much around the time that I left mini wargaming. I was in a lot of pain up until the point where I left. So what does that say? What does that say? What does that say? Oh, I sound like I was busting into a song. What does that say? What does that say? Darren, Maple Airbrush Supply carries mission model paints. If you feel like getting a few, they're based out of Edmonton, so cheap shipping. Cheap shipping. It's cheap shipping. It's cheap shipping. Yeah. I mean, I've got a bazillion paints. I should actually take a picture of all my paints. If I really feel like grabbing all my paints, but yeah. So yeah. But I mean, yeah, getting some more mission model paints. I mean, like, usually with paints, I don't get the newest or, you know, whatever. If what I currently have is not good enough, then I look elsewhere for a particular thing, what I'm looking for. Which is why from like Citadel, I went towards Vallejo because there was a lot of shades within Vallejo and they worked just as well as Citadel colors, and you know, I was enjoying that. And then I started playing. I was finding the metallics. My preference for metallics was my preference for metallics shifted a lot when I started using more lacquer-based metallics, because lacquer-based metallics are really, really great. And it's hard to beat lacquer-based paints in the metallic department. There are lots of great companies who are producing metallics, water-based acrylic metallics, but once you try them out side by side, the flake is the pigment, metallic pigment is so much finer in lacquer based because they're using all sorts of harmful chemicals and stuff like that. I mean, it's unfortunate, but I'm sure lead based paint probably kicked ass and probably covered really, really well. But because it was making people stupid, you know, they had to stop using it, you know, so that's unfortunate, right? And I used to think, like, you know, I wonder what kind of damage my brain suffered from playing with lead miniatures, because I've been in this hobby since miniatures were lead, so I might have made myself a little bit dumber. Who knows where I could be in my brain right now if I hadn't played with lead toys. Matt Hoser, if it don't dry fit, it must be shit. You just busting out the rhymes now, ain't you? Matt Hoser, CBD, the joint for your joints. What are you, selling this stuff? PP Eater, just say no to MWG. Moritz, if it helps, I quitted my mini wargaming account the second you left. You do whatever you feel you have to do. I don't encourage. I don't, you know, I'm not saying do it. You know, you do whatever you're comfortable with. You know, thank you for showing your support and displeasure with such a decision. If that's what it was, if it was that kind of statement, then thank you. But yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not encouraging everybody out there to drop the membership and, you know, badmouth, but anything like that. In fact, now, like in the last couple weeks, man, like I just haven't had any interest in whatever was going on there. Whatever. I'm just going to keep doing my thing and just keep doing my thing, you know? That's pretty much it. I'm too busy trying to do my own thing anyway to even give a shit what other people are doing. TH. Psychosomatic pain is real. It's good you're feeling better. I will, however, say that getting high and trying Citadel contracts for the first time was good fun. I'm I'm sure, like, especially if you're going more THC on what you're smoking. The thing is with THC, personally, I don't like where my thoughts go, and not really kind of being 100%. I like to be in control. Is basically what it is. I like to be in control of what I'm thinking, what I'm doing. I don't get really, like, even when I'm consuming alcohol, I don't like getting really, really tipsy or anything like that. I don't like that loss of control of what I'm doing, what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I just don't like it. You know, that's personal. So some people, yeah, drink, get hammered, smoke weed, forget the shit of my day. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. That's absolutely fine. You know what I mean? Like, well, I don't know, but it's fine. I mean, realistically, we should be, coping with life a little bit better, I would say, than using a substance to mitigate it. But some would argue that alcohol and society, like city living, close proximity to people, you kind of need that. Can you imagine the UK with the like in the 1600s, right? All those cities, those towns, everybody lived in very close proximity to each other. And if there was no alcohol, I don't think it would work. I don't think it would work. Versus like in North America where, we pretty much have, like, traditionally Ojibways, one of our things is we don't eat rotten whatever. We don't eat rotten meat or vegetable matter. We just don't eat it. If it's rotten, we won't eat it. And so by that, we don't consume alcohol. We never, like, and it's not to say that alcohol, like, how they often, the perception is that Europe brought alcohol to North America. That's not entirely true because, like, we figure that we migrated from the south up to the north as the ice retreated. And they were making alcohol. They had alcohol. Alcohol's not foreign to North America. And so, but we have a rule where, it's a rule, that we don't eat any rotten things. And so how do you make alcohol? Well, you have to let something rot, right? You have to let a bacteria rot and feed and change the nature of sugars, right? So you have to let it rot. And even, when, what is it? What's that called? When it's aged, right? When you leave meat out and you age it, that's like, oh my God, what the hell? You can dry your meats. You can prepare them, make a jerky out of them. It's not rotten. It's just dried. You just, you know what I mean? But rot is when you allow, other things, other processes to change. Cheese would never occur because you have to let it sit. So, yeah, just one of those things. Where the hell am I in these comments? My mom always made me wash my hands when I painted lead minis. Definitely. I used to lick my fingers. No. If I licked my fingers when I used to play with my models, I'd probably be a drooling idiot right now. Yeah, no. And yeah, boo. Kris, yeah, the trouble is your brain will be overdrive ABD. Oh, overdrive bad? Yeah, my brain overdrive, yeah. Oh yeah, some days I don't need any, substances to inspire, oftentimes, any THC type things, it's to inspire. It's because it unlocks parts of your brain that you normally don't go to in your day-to-day, and funny thoughts will occur to you. I when I was younger, I did a lot, and experimented with this and that. Nothing too harsh or anything like that. But anyway, and I found a long time ago that I could get to those places on my own, to dig deep and find that inspiration. And, you know, and I found that it was, you know, it was just, I found that I was just much more productive. And the fact that, I didn't have this loss of control. And when I wanted to get into something, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just kind of just loopy, you know what I mean? Like, no, it's okay. I mean, like, I'm not against it. You know what I mean? If you take a hit here and there, and then you go paint, and you paint something wonderful, by all means, go right ahead. However you create, go create. Personally, I don't feel like that. I need that help. Sometimes, I get some very interesting thoughts, but, not necessary. Sir Peanut Butter. It was a pretty big blow to have you, Lee, and Rob all leave. Makes me wonder if there was a root cause of the different direction exodus. Well, Lee and I, we were let go the same day. And as far as Rob leaving, well, Rob's, and I ran into Rob and talked to him and asked him, like, what was up? Because I didn't even know about Rob leaving until you guys told me on Discord. You guys had asked questions on Discord, and I was like, well, I don't know. I didn't even know he left. And so I actually bumped into him because he's working elsewhere. And, yeah, I was like, dude, like, what was up? And he was telling me, it was all his decision, and, no bad feelings or anything like that. And so I said, oh, okay, cool. Like, that's good. And, yeah, so it was Rob's decision, had nothing to do with what happened to Lee and I. Lee and I were the same day. Rob, different situation. But yeah. And, Rob's doing what Rob's got to do, so yeah. Moritz. We have a rule in Germany. Always drink alcohol. Prost. Prost? Always drink alcohol. Okay. Like, you just always have to drink alcohol? Oh my God, the spiking's starting again. For the love of God. I'm going to call my internet provider as soon as we're done the show today. Because this is getting frickin' annoying. And you know what the amazing part is? That this shit didn't start until I was working from home. This shit started. Like, how amazing is that? Ghost Starband Deluxe. Kris has no need for drugs. The blood flowing through his veins is 64.35% ketamine? Ketamine? What's ketamine? I don't know what ketamine is. I'm a bit of a dummy. Too much lead. In Yabu, Kris, the overload of the brain activity is awesome, but hard to actually make into something. Yeah, exactly. Because your thoughts are just going all over the place. I mean, you're thinking of things that you might not have considered and even fathomed. But making something tangible out of them is the hard part, right? And so once you really start to be very conscious of what is going on and what your thoughts are doing, and just being very conscious of the moment and remembering what you're thinking and how things are going and how you're feeling, and you know what I mean, and you're just being very in the moment, you can get back to that spot without that aid. And that's kind of when I'm sitting down and I'm really kind of gonna try and think of something creative and just do something, then, that's what I do. I just go back to that headspace, and I just, where your thoughts were going and whatever weird directions that you normally don't go in. Yeah. Also, too, I mean, like, I think part of it also is it's kind of like our inner inhibitions. Inhibitions? In. I think you understand what I'm talking about. And so it breaks those down. And that's why people, like, when they're drunk and they're high, they act silly because it's kind of like an excuse to do it. Whereas when you kind of just mentally break it down and stop caring about those kind of things, because oftentimes with our inhibitions, we're really concerned about what other people think of us. And, when you stop caring, really stop caring, not being in a negative way, but just kind of, yeah, okay, you do you, I'm going to do me. And you know what I mean? Like, once you start adopting that kind of mindset, and it's not something that happens overnight. It's just, again, it takes a lot of being in a moment and I just want to do this. Does it hurt anybody? Am I insulting anybody? I don't think so, so I'll do it. Is it going to be harmful to me? Can I hurt myself? And you just start to be very deliberate in that fashion. And, yeah. G squared at Kris. The computer problems are part of a conspiracy caused by leaving that place. Honestly, I don't think anybody's smart enough to do that. But, whatever. Ghost Starman Deluxe. Ketamine is a horse tranquilizer that is often used recreationally. No, I never did horse tranquilizer. I never did horse tranquilizer. Yeah. Again, like a lot of my experimenting was in my youth, and that was it. And as I matured, and I really didn't feel the need. I mean, alcohol, sure, because I'm convinced that you can't have a functional society without alcohol in the modern world. People living in close proximity to each other, I don't think you can have that without some sort of lubricant, escape, right? Because naturally, I don't think humans are meant to be living in this kind of close proximity in the vast numbers that we are. And you do need something like that. Otherwise, people are just going to end up stabbing each other and, going crazy. Nick Dumont, I apparently smoked something different than you guys. All I got was Sublime is a cool band and a graham cracker looks like an Easter Island head. Yeah, I mean, there's varying levels. I mean, like I said, like you can get some that are really high in THC, and that's the giggles and the inspiration and all that stuff. It alters your thinking. Not dramatically, not like LSD or anything like that, but yeah. Whereas THC, it's more of a body, again, I really haven't had a whole lot of joint pain. I mean, I've been having pain, but I mean, I'm managing, and so yeah. Nyabu Kris, even with a notepad and a pencil at hand, it is nigh on impossible. So I tend to only commit things when reasonably sober inspiration happens, or get used to recording your voice. Like if you get an idea about something, quickly record it, because yeah, I'm a terrible writer, and whereas I can just say that yeah, this date, whatever, and if you can even remember the date, and here's the idea, popcorn that reverses back into a kernel, and you're like, whoa, what? And when you listen to it, because that can even be a trip too, because you listen to yourself and you're like, what the fuck was I talking about? You know what I mean? So, again, there are ways, to use it, but I find that, it all depends on why and how. And I mean, like, if it's recreational, then by all means use it recreationally. If it's for pain management, then by all means, manage your pain. But, personally, I don't like being out of control. And yaboo, things that bring people together. Alcohol in a sauna. Yeah, die. The Bad Edge. Man, this is heavy stuff. Email? Is there an email? Yeah, there's email. Why are we doing email? Yeah, we're after one. How's things going over here? Oof. Man, I've had a lot of drop frames today. Pain in the ass. And now I'm getting more drop frames. Up yours. Pain in my ass. Yeah, let's do another email. If you're wearing, those things that go over your ears or go in your ears, that always seemed really dangerous to me. Like, the earbuds, something bump up against the side of your head and, you know what I mean? I realize that they're big enough that they don't go very far in, but still, just, I don't know, maybe it's just me and my techno fear, which is kind of weird because, I've built computers and stuff like that, and, I've always been into electronics and technology, and yet I'm sure Skynet is a very real thing. I'm sure. But anyway, let's do an email. Let's do a jingle. Yeah, let's do this one nice and loud. If you're wearing headphones, turn them up or down. But here it comes. Email time. Email time. Oh, it's done. Oh, shit. God damn it. No, wait, this is the wrong email. How did I get on this email? I meant to do that email. Is it that email? Son of a beehive. Hold on. What freaking email am I on here? Is this something I answered or... I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm doing here. This one is from Graham. Kris, I love watching your videos. You have taught me so many new techniques and tips for painting miniatures. When I first got into wargaming, I was dreading having to paint. I'm not artsy or creative at all, but thank God for my wife. But I've found the painting aspect of it to be very relaxing. I am finally ready to invest in an airbrush, and I need some advice. I am looking at getting the Badger Patriot 105. Would you recommend this as a good entry-level airbrush? Also, do you have an affiliate link or anything with Amazon I can send to my wife for it? Thank you for your help and for everything you've taught me. So Graham, the Patriot 105 is definitely a very good brush. It really is dependent upon, it's not super dependent, but if you're over on the European side of things, some products might be harder to get. So it's really the area that's specific. If it's something you could pick up locally, awesome. If it's, especially if there are supplier of parts, because sometimes we need replacement needles or the nozzle or, anything like that, right? You just want the extra pieces and doodads. But the Patriot 105 is the brush that when I really started getting into airbrushing, that's the brush I started to use. I've enjoyed it. I think it's a very excellent brush. I think it's a 0.5 needle, but that is not too big a concern for you, especially starting out. It's a good utility brush. It does primer and base coating very, very well. You can even get into some smaller stuff once you get a handle on control and maintaining. The biggest thing about airbrushing is keeping it clean, taking care of your brush. That is a huge, huge factor in airbrushing. A lot of times when we are airbrushing, it is all about prep and takedown. So, be mindful of that. Learn everything you can about that, and feel free to ask questions about, taking care of the brush or anything like that, because, you know, with the 105, I still have the same 105 that I've been using, that I first learned on. And I've been using this brush for ages now, for about 5 years, 6 years, something like that. And this is the same brush. I mean, it's, you know, it's not, you know, spotless. You know, my cup, you know, my cup is still clean because I clean it. Because I take, oh shit. I've angered the airbrush gods. Ah. All right. Enough. Damn it. I didn't realize my compressor was on. Scared the shit out of myself, actually. But anyway. So, yeah, Graham, I definitely would recommend a Patriot 105. If it is a brush that's easily available in your area, awesome. Compressors, make sure you get the right compressor that has the proper fittings for Badgers, because I'm pretty sure they're off by a Wada and Pritter, or a Badger. The fittings are off by, I think, a tiny amount, and so they actually have different fittings, so you have to be careful what fittings you're getting. I'm sure with Badger, because it's American, it goes by imperial, whereas a Wada, I'm sure, is in millimeters. So, yeah. And affiliate links, yeah, I'll reply to this email. I'll send an affiliate link. I do have an affiliate, like for Amazon. If you go to the Twitch page, if you're on Twitch, you can see, if you go down into the info, and you should see it. If not, I know Twitch has been doing a bunch of things, and I don't know if I updated that or not, but the list should appear there. And if it doesn't, I'll have to update it, and I'll send you a link anyway. But yes, I definitely would recommend the Patriot 105. I really like the brush a lot. It's what I've been using for many, many, many years. That brush I've been using for many, many years. That's the brush I started on, and I still use it today. And I have like a whole bunch of other brushes. I've got Sotar, I've got Extreme, I've got the Extreme Patriot. What else is that? Oh, the Renegade Chrome. I have like two 105s, Sotar, Chrome, and Extreme Patriot. Extreme Patriot. The Kinjin over on Twitch. That a new email jingle? No. There's 4, and usually some of them get, you know, used more than others. So, yeah, I like the rock ones though. I like them all. Where am I? Okay. Dr. Santos, the machine spirit, is angry now. The Bad Edge, talking of airbrushes, how are you getting on with your new Badger? Is the adjuster on the brush proving useful? I find right now, I'm finding myself, and just the way I'm holding the brush, I'm finding that I'm knocking that. And I kind of wish that there was kind of like a lock, or it had a tighter fit, or something, because I find that I'm constantly knocking it. But it might be just the way I'm holding the brush. Yeah, it's this finger, my middle finger, that's down by the nozzle, because this finger here is like this. The thumb's bracing, index finger is pulling on the trigger, and my middle finger, I think, is knocking it. And so, yeah, I'm finding that when I'm using the brush, and then, you know, I'm finding I'm knocking that little nozzle. I don't know what the easy fix would be, because adjusting where it's placed, you know, if it was closer to the intake or further out towards the end of the nozzle, I mean, there's really not a lot of room there to adjust it. So, yeah, but have I been using that feature a lot? Not really, because again, a lot of the brushing I'm doing, I'm not really. When airbrushing, and this goes for everybody, when airbrushing, oftentimes we are not using the brush like it's intended. We're not using the airbrush like a brush. We're simply using it like a spray gun. For everybody in wargaming, we're using it like a spray gun. That's all we're doing, right? Versus if we were doing like illustration work, you know, art, auto body, anything like that, you know what I mean? Where you have to actually use the airbrush like a brush. That's the big thing. We don't use the airbrush as wargamers. We don't use the airbrush like a brush. We use it as a spray gun. Very precisely or further out, depending on what material we're using. But Otherwise, we don't use it the way it was intended. When they made airbrushes, they didn't say, you know what, these will be really great to paint our toy tanks. They didn't say that. They said, I'm going to be able to create wonderful, fast transitions of color and lay down, and you know what I mean? And who exactly made the airbrush, I'm not 100% sure. And to what degree and why it was specifically, because an artist or somebody out there said, I want to be able to lay color down in this fashion without probably resting my hands on the material. I don't know. I'm trying to think, well, actually, why would somebody who is using a paintbrush on a canvas, right? Why would he go, I need this to propel the pigment to the surface by air? Unless, of course, they were looking for something that was going to provide like transitions of color without leaving brush strokes and laying down very, very thin amounts of the paint to change the color values. Maybe that's a photography thing? I don't know. Either way, airbrushing's fun. What was I talking about? Oh, Nathaniel. Greetings, Kris and fellow monkeys. Greetings, Nathaniel. At Kris, have you tried to loosen the trigger spring? The trigger spring? No. You mean on the Extreme Patriot? No. I wasn't aware there was a spring in there. I thought it was just pretty much simply a thumb screw, essentially, in that space. We're talking about that little nozzle and that little adjuster up by the nozzle on the Extreme Patriot. That's what we're talking about. But anyway. Country Gaming of ND always thought it was made to do houses that adapted for finer work. You think the airbrush was done for house painting? Possibly. Oh, do you think maybe like the big spray guns and then they developed that technology and brought it down? Is that what you're thinking maybe? That's possible, yeah. Sure. I mean, honestly, I'm not even sure. I've not really looked into it. I've never really looked at the history of airbrushing. I'm sure there's a book out there on the history of airbrushing, and I'm sure there's somebody who made the first airbrush. It's not really something I see it again, because most of the time with the airbrush, I'm not using it like a brush. I've been wanting to use it more, and I've tried, practicing here and there, but, for the most part, no, I usually bristle brush. Not just in wargaming, I'm talking like my canvas work as well. Usually it just, yeah. Nick Dumont, airbrushes are, for art, is probably scaled down from industrial initially. Probably, yeah. Like the big industrial spray gun. Yeah. I could see it, sure. I mean, I have no idea, so I'm going to say that sounds plausible. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. I mean, doesn't sound crazy. Nathaniel, the first to use airbrushes were cavemen 30,000 years ago. The cave paintings in France were airbrushes. Yeah, I guess so, right? Because it sounds like they put the pigment in their mouth and then they sprayed and they made their hand like that. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because that's how those guys did that, or girls, whoever it was. I don't know. It was a 1-man or 2-man job. I have no idea, but yeah. Interesting. Nathaniel, the book I recommend to you, the first chapter talks about the history of airbrushing. What book? Send me a link or email me. Nathaniel, send me an email. Send me an email. That way it doesn't get lost in the chat. And I'm trying to scan through this chat afterwards looking for, something. I don't know. How's this going? Everything's, yeah. Still dropping frames, but everything's still okay. No, as I say that, it's dropping frames. Fuck's sakes. All right, another email, because we can. This is from TH. It's Blood Bowl time. As you and some of the monkeys may remember, I'm working on painting 10 Blood Bowl teams as NFL franchises. So far, I've avoided overlapping color schemes, but this time I decided to tackle it head on and paint 2 teams that are essentially red and gold, but interpret these colors very differently. Let's call it a study in red. Very interesting. One team is clean and bright, and the other is dirty and battle-worn. One team is good guys, the other is bad. With no further ado, from a mountain village so small it doesn't have a name, only a number, the dig site 40 miners. And from the biggest plague cemetery in the northeastern empire, the Totendorf Deadskins. Let me know what you think and what I should work on best. TH. Oh yeah, the Nurgle Mini I sent you a few months ago was Team of the Month on the official GW Blood Bowl page. Yay! That's awesome. That is awesome, dude. Congratulations. So here are the 40 miners. Is it 40 miners? I can't remember what the name was. What was the name? 40 miners. Something like that, right? Anyway, yeah, dig site. Gotcha. So these are the 49ers, or 40 miners. I like that the Death Roller has a cat logo on it. That is hilarious. Oh, wait. Am I on the right window here? No. Shit. Zoom in. Yay. Zoom's working today for some strange reason. I love the logo on the Death Roller. That is hilarious. That is awesome. That's excellent. I love that you have gone for the 49ers color scheme. Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, is there anything there that would kind of pull me off? But no, the colors are there. I think I'd like to see a little bit more gold, but I think because the flesh tones are so light that, you know what I mean? Like, if you maybe went with darker dwarf flesh, not all the way to you know, like black, but you could have even gone with some really dark dwarves. I don't think that would be out of character, because I'm sure there's probably some dwarves who are probably pretty darn dark. I mean, some of the dwarves, you know, who are in the forges all day and, you know, sitting by lava and stuff like that. And that's something actually I don't think you see too often, do you? Oh no, you do see, because I think in the Fire Slayer book, there's dwarves that are really, really dark. But either way, very, very cool. Yeah, I really, really like it. I like the color scheme. It's really great. And I get it. The 49ers. I love that, man. I love that. That's just too funny. And so here are the what is it? The Deadskins, which is the Redskins, Washington Redskins. And yeah, it is a very different red you're using, because yeah, the Redskins red is not the same as the 49ers. And the gold is not gold. It's like this really rich yellow, right? It's a deeper yellow color. So it's a red and yellow. I think you capture it really, really well here. And of course, yeah, keeping with the whole zombie vibe. And they're all armors kind of messed up and stuff like that. And yeah, I dig it. Yeah, I like it. I get the color scheme. Would I have initially thought of it first off? I don't know. I think because, you know, you have, like, obviously, like with these guys here, you have the weathering going on, and the brighter colors, I think, also. See, these guys here, their tabards could have been the team colors, like their loincloths. The armor could have been the team colors, right? And the footwear definitely could have been, you know, the color of the footwear. So that basically, even like with the zombies here, just the flesh was the only thing that was different amongst all of them. They're basically, because, you know, like, they would, you know, the pants would all be, you know, the color of the pants. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't have to vary up that color at all. And just maintain that team color amongst them all. But otherwise, I mean, that's fantastic, man. I love the 49ers. Not the actual team, I mean. Your version of them. Thank you very much, TH, for sending that in. Awesome stuff. Very, very cool. Oh, Batalia's joining us. My Dwarf Blood Bowl team were the 40 Miners. 40 Miners? Oh, well, yours was the 40 Miners. Well, what the hell was TH's? Yeah, the 40 Miners. Yeah, the dig site 40 Miners. Yeah. 40 Miners. 40 Miners or 40 Miners? 40? Anyway. TH, I consider painting the dwarves like the Patriots. Both are wildly unpopular amongst their opponents. I think a good Patriots team, and I think they probably did it like that on purpose. It would be that human team from Forge World with the add-on bits. I think they would be a good Patriots team because they have like that pristine looking armor and everything. But I mean, any team can be the Patriots, right? So, in fact, I think it'd be even better if you did the halflings. If you did the halflings as Patriots. Or goblins. Oh, is there a goblin team? There's a goblin team, isn't there? Yeah. Do the goblins as the Patriots. That would be appropriate. Cheating little buggers. Anyway, TH. But what better Warhammer race to reference the San Fran gold rush than the gold mining dwarves? Yeah, see, you're applying logic. Most people wouldn't apply logic. Nobody's going, oh, San Francisco, gold mine rush, gold 49ers, dwarves, you know? I get it, but I don't know if everybody else would. It's good. Don't get me wrong. TH, and I've been trying to come up with some good 49er pun for 25 years, and I can't do better than dig site 40 miners. Miners? Dave Battaglia. Undead were my first Blood Bowl team. Baltic Horror Ravens. Ravens. The Ravens. Anyway, TH, I wanted to paint the undead green and white like the Jets, borrowing that ghostly vibe from the current Age of Sigmar undead. That'd be cool. But the cracks in the shoulder plates were just so perfect with heavy rust, and the rust just plays way better with the maroon and yellow of Washington's team. Yeah. Plus, the pun is better than New World Deaths. New World Deaths. The skeletons and zombies have more pedestrian clothes to make the positionals, can't even read, pop a little more. Sure. Dave Battaglia. Hey, Kris. Actually, I think the dwarves would really represent the Pittsburgh Steelers well. 70s version. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Iron Wall. Yeah. Or Iron Curtain. I painted a Patriots team for a human Viking team. They all started with block. Can't remember the team name. Yeah. I think goblins or halflings. One of the two would make a really great Patriot color scheme, I think. I think that'd be really fun. What time we at here? Holy kermolies. We are moving along at a clip. Clip? A clip? Okay. Let's do another email because for some reason there's more emails popping into my inbox now. So this one is from our good buddy Nick Dumont, part 1 of 2. So these guys are done with contrast as glazes, wash, and dry brushings, I'm assuming, Really like doing organic so far. Frick, I can't read. Really like doing organic far more than just armor. And so it's used in contrast. And so let's have a peek at, there we go, at the models. Yeah, very cool. I like. Pretty straightforward. Ooh, that's creepy. Lots of great texture in this one. That's a lot of fun. What are these models from? Because they're freaky deaky. Remember, too, when using your contrasts, start with your brighter colors and then work to your darker colors. This one looks like opaque colors. I'm going to assume this is just opaque colors. You said F it to the contrast and went with the opaques? Is that what happened there? Well, very, very cool, Nick. And there's a part 2 to this, isn't there? Part 2? Part 2. Creepy Boys, the sequel. And so here's the sequel. Really, really nice. Once you start to pick out the other areas with the flesh and the wings and everything like that. Very, very cool. And the... oh, yeah, like this was freaky deaky. Yeah, I really like that one. Oh, my God. Oh! Oh, my God. It's gross. It's gross. It's freaking me out. It's actually freaking me out. I am freaking out. I really like this one, though. This is really good. This one's just freaky. Especially if you had like a gloss on them. Or just a gloss on those like brown fleshy tentacle thingies. That would be freaky. That would be freaky. Freaking me the frick out. Freaky fricks. Bunch of fricks. I'm just saying weird. If Nick answered, maybe it's growing up not a football fan in New England, but I don't really like the red, white, and blue as a color scheme. No? Nick Dumont says, those models are from Deep Madness. I based a few in darker colors. Cool. Cool, cool. And Yabu, these models look like they would fit into the Dark Souls game. Yeah, at first I thought they were something like that. But I wasn't sure because I'm not 100% familiar with them. So, but yeah. J.N. Borowski. Oh, Joe? Greetings and salutations. It wasn't until I read the last thing I was like, oh, Joe? What do you know, Joe? Nick Dumont rushed in the email. Sorry, it's short on details. It's all right. There was enough details there to, give me sort of an idea. Sort of an idea. Country Gaming of ND, where do we submit our picks? Send it as an attachment in your email to Kris at wavethebrush.com. It is in the description below, and you'll find it there. And so, yeah. Joe, hey, man. Hey, guy. Or do it in the voice of Korg from Thor. Hi, I'm Meek. No, I'm... Okay, I fucked it up. Never mind. Not doing it now. I fucked it all up. But yeah, Country Gaming, submit it to Kris at wavethebrush.com. And I'll get it. Don't worry, I'll get it. In fact, you're probably sending it now. Or as Batali writes it down right there. See? Oh yeah, because that's the important part. Yeah, it's Kris, Kris. I always say Kris, but people spell my name wrong all the time. Even though I tell people all the time, it's in the description below, all the time. But You know, what are you going to do, right? And Yabu at Nick. Well, you managed to get something done at least, which is more than I've done in the past 2 decades. Yeah, that's pretty close to me as well. I don't get a lot done as well. I'm either filming stuff or, you know, I'm trying to get my Eldar. You know, trying anyway. Joe, I'm chilling, sanding sticks, as is my way. Sanding sticks. You're chilling, sanding sticks. You're just sanding sticks? Or you're making sanding sticks, or you're playing with sanding sticks. I don't know what you're talking about, Joe. Kris, like the dagger, yo. Like the dagger. Oh, Kris knife, yeah. I was like the dagger. You know, like the dagger. Pyre Captain, you should put an alias on your email. Like the name butcher at Way of the Brush. You mean like something like that? Then I gotta go buy another one. What the frick? Come on, man. I'm not made of money here. Jeez Louise. David, Kris, we are monkeys. The more you try to correct us, the more you encourage us to not get it right. I know. And using proper sentence structure and just all around, you know, making me misread things. Monkey shines and mischief and all that. Yes. Well, those are encouraged. Monkey shines. What exactly is monkey shine? Like, what does that mean? Monkey shines. Like, what monkeys were shining at one time? Like, when monkeys were getting into trouble, were they shining? Were there glowing monkeys at one point in the past? Were they? I don't know. Barry Scooby. Hey, Kris. Hey, Cullen. Cullen? There's no Cullen here. Oh, I forgot to turn on Demon Monkey. I knew I forgot something. I forgot to turn on Demon Monkey Bot. Damn it. Yeah, no. There's no Cullen here, buddy. Unless he's back there. No. No. Joe, how is your new office and studio doing now? What? 6 months in. How's my new? I don't work for Mini Wargaming no more. I thought a lot of people knew that by now. I guess not. Yeah, I don't work for Mini Wargaming anymore. Pyre Captain Daniel. No, it's free. You put Kris at wayofthebrush.com and it goes to Kris at wayofthebrush.com as if someone had misspelt it or had spelt it right. Oh, really? Okay, I'm going to have to check that out then. So, oh, you mean so I can put the iterations so like it's Kris, KH, or CH, or, you know, whatever? I'm going to check that out. I didn't realize that it was something that, yeah, that I could do. Interesting. Where the hell am I now? Oh, Battalion. I remember reading in my first grade reading books back in 71. Lord knows what it means. Maybe Bill and Mary like to polish their monkeys. They like to polish their monkeys. I think that's a euphemism for something else. Polishing their monkeys. Oh. Anyway, Matt Hoser over on Twitch. Okay, kids, play safe and don't start forest fires. I'll catch you all soon. Before they start forest fires? Or anyway, at Kris, listen to that Elvis already. Oh shit, no, I haven't. I've completely forgot all about those. I'll check those out today. Barry, I assumed he would be moderating the stream. No, he wouldn't be moderating the stream because he works for Mini Wargaming. I do not. Joe, oh, what? What in the butt? Joe, I didn't know that. No, yeah, my apologies. Hadn't checked in a while. Yeah, no, you don't have to apologize. Yeah. Pyre Captain, yeah, it's quite handy. Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Country Gaming of Indy, how I always used it. What? CH? I don't know. Okay. Let's do another email because we can and we shall. Let's do another jingle, actually. Give me an opportunity to fix my hair because my hair is like all over the place here. I actually just got up and I just did my hair. I just went like this on my hair. I just went like that. Did my hair. Bang. It's kind of like, you remember Naked Gun? When he falls through the ceiling, he hits the ground, he's like all a mess, and then he goes like that. I always love those movies. Those are movies I grew up on, man. Grew up on. I grew up on. IBA Caspian. Hello, Kris. Could you make more videos on different ways of using the Badger Minotaur ghost hints? Thank you for all you do. Yes, I totally can. And yes, I totally will. Yeah. Ghost hints? Yeah, definitely. More videos on ghost hints. Now, the thing is, though, was there a specific question that you, like, are you curious about a certain aspect of them? Or are you just looking for just kind of anything and everything that you can do with them? Because that can be quite extensive. And that can be pretty much done for almost any kind of paint that's similar to, But, yeah, totally, yeah. Because, I have a huge list of videos that I can do. And I'm always looking for submissions from you guys, as I want to also show more contemporary and, models that are occurring now kind of thing, right? So, yeah. Dave Battaglia. We can't start forest fires ever since El Presidente orders us to rake our forests. We've been remarkably wildfire free, except for all the wildfires going on now. Yeah, don't get me started on that one. Barry, whoa! When did you leave, dude? I was let go end of August, around there. Last week of August, I think, or second last week. One of those two. But yeah. Joe, you still going to make it to Adepticon? I'm like 99% sure I'm going to Adepticon. 99.9. 999 repeat. Yeah. A sliver of a chance. I might not. But the nice thing is that if I go to Adepticon, because now I'm free and unleashed, that, and independent, of course, it's not going to be a huge expenditure for me to go. Because previously, well, the 1 year when I went with the company that, we were paid, and that was fine. We only did it the once. Previously, I've gone on my own dollar, and last year I went on my own dollar. Whereas this year, I can claim it. So, as a business expense, right? Because I'm independent now. I'm my own guy, which is kind of nice. Not kind of. It is. It's kind of kick-ass, actually. But anyway. Country Gaming of ND, Shining the Monkey as a euphemism. In Yabu, been meaning to get my hair done, but night shift and flu happened. Joe, excellent. Seeing you at Adepticon is always a boon. Yeah, it's always nice, man. It's always great. We sit down, chill out, especially with the rest of the monkeys. We hang out, we laugh, we have a few drinks. We try not to get shit-faced. And I don't know if anybody got shit-faced last year. I remember the year previous. Yeah, we got pretty loaded year previous. Was it this year? I don't even remember. In Yabu, 2019, the monkey brush is unleashed. Yeah, the monkey brush. Unleashed. Barry. I don't see what he posted there, because it must be something that Restream doesn't show me. So, I've got to go over here. And of course, the stream is taking a shit on me right now, so this is not going to be too much of an issue if I just do this and come over here, go over there, click this, blah, blah, blah. And yeah. Also, the big thing, I'm curious as well, is how has everybody been enjoying the painting videos, the fresh tips. Has anybody, because it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of questions and stuff like that. But I guess the way I end the videos, it doesn't ask for a lot of feedback, but feedback is definitely sought, and what have you. Barry, it was a super chat. Damn, man, sorry to hear that. Hope you are well. £2, thank you for the super chat, Barry. Yeah, don't be sorry. I'm not. Okay, I've addressed this in previous Way of the Brush because I think it was episode, I don't know, it's me with a crazy thumbnail and I'm doing like lightning thing, and that's basically the episode where I talk about what happened, and I'm not, like, just a quick recap. It was something that I think was inevitable anyway. I wasn't happy, and I think it was something that was just going to happen anyway. So, but thank you, Barry, for the super chat. Awesome. And, yeah. Again, don't be sorry. I think ultimately it might prove to be for the better. Time will tell. Time will tell. I mean, as long as my Patreon support continues to increase, and people help out that way. Again, Patreon's in the description below. Then I'll be able to continue to do this. I've given myself a window of, if I can reach a certain point, I'll continue to do this because I can, pay bills and stuff like that. Otherwise, I got to go back to the workforce, and in which case, I might not create any videos. I might not even do Way of the Brush. So, if I've got to go back to regular work, who knows? Who knows? Who even knows? So, but anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But otherwise, I'm going to continue to do my plan here and grow. And, again, like I said, if Patreon gets to the level where, it pays my bills, then, yeah, I'll continue to do this. And basically, I'll be, completely free and independent. So, yeah. Nick Dumont, speaking of tutorials, when are you starting on that big gross troll? I have no idea. I've not even really dove into that box yet. So, yeah. In fact, there's some other stuff that I'm working on that it's gonna be coming up in soon. Hopefully, everybody enjoys it, and something I'm not gonna talk about, but there is other stuff. I also have a few ideas for videos, which are just kind of completely silly. Also, I've done the Storytime book, or Storytime with Cinderella. I wanted to continue, filming a few of those. So again, lots of stuff. And for everybody on Patreon, I also do Monday Live. I just check in with everybody. I usually do it about the afternoon, kind of around this kind of time on Mondays. And I just turn it on, and it's just for the patrons. It's just for you guys. And so, yeah. It's a lot of fun. So far, people seem to enjoy it, and, we hang out and we just talk. Or we can answer questions, or we can, just do whatever. But it's just for the patrons. Also, dice. Dice will be coming in soon. So if you want Way of the Brush dice, those will be available at some point. Certain tiers will get the dice for free. I think most tiers, will get dice. I'll send like 2 dice out. So. But everybody else might get 6 or whatever. But whatever. And also t-shirts. Limited edition t-shirts, I should say. Ebb and Flow. Did you watch Police Squad series that begat Naked Gun? No, I did not, actually. I caught a few. I've seen them, but I wasn't like a regular viewer of them, no. Country Gaming of ND. Met you at Adepticon. Was a blast. Wish I could get the time off of work. But boss says no. If only they had anything like Gen Con, then I could just justify it. Yeah. I've never been to Gen Con. I don't know. It sounds like a really great time, but I am more of a war gamer. And it doesn't sound like there's a whole lot of wargaming. I know there's a lot of wargaming, but in comparison to like Adepticon is just wargaming. So, yeah. But anyway. Nathaniel, if you can remember, you weren't there. IBA Caspian. Love the fresh tip videos. They're very informative and direct to the point. Good. Well, thank you. I'm glad. Again, I don't need that kind of feedback on the videos. I mean, if you want to share it, by all means, feel free. Again, liking, commenting videos and stuff like that, it all helps. Sharing is another big one, especially when people are asking, I don't know how to do this, or, you know what I mean? They say, oh, well, Kris just showed everybody how to do that one. That helps as well, because even if you aren't able to support monetarily, doing those kind of things, spreading the word, as it were, there might be others who, are in dire need of that information and, want to contribute. And so, it all helps. It all helps Kris out. Nyabu. Kris, I'd gladly donate to you, Owen, etc., but I need to actually have cash to spare first. I just remember your content is very much appreciated. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, like I said, if you're not able to support monetarily, that's fine. No worries. Just clicking thumbs up. I mean, it's a click. What does that cost you? Like a tenth of a second of your life? So, yeah. Nathaniel, I'd like to have Wave the Brush paintbrushes. Yeah, that'd be fun. I've considered it in the past. I just don't know where I would go. And yeah, I would kind of like... I would like them to be useful. I want them to be good. I don't know if I'd want them to be something exclusive or, something that wasn't going to be widely available to everybody. You know what I mean? Like, the price would just kind of scare people off kind of thing. I don't think I like that kind of practice. I like to have them accessible and good. Do they have to be the highest of qualities? Not really. Because for the most part, when you're really that concerned about the quality of, the hairs, you'll pay pretty much any dollar. Because you know what you're getting, when you're really that into it. But if, for a lot of people who are brand new to this hobby, no, I mean, it's not that big a deal, when you're first starting out, and everybody starts somewhere, right? Everybody starts somewhere, and yeah, I mean, and we hear all the time, no, get these brushes. No, get these brushes. It's not the case. It's not. What kind of brushes or paint you're using when you first start out in this hobby is not that big a deal. Don't get caught up in, these are the best paints, these are the best brushes. And then you use them and you wonder why the brushes don't last you, and you wonder why the paints are drying out, and you wonder why, all these things. And it's like, it doesn't matter. It's how you go about the process that matters. That's what's important. And that's what I instruct everybody on. That's why a lot of people tune in and have been tuning in for quite some time now. As I've been doing this shit for a while, For a while, anyway. Since 2011, 2012, 20, I was going to say 2009. No, I don't even. I know this channel, I started doing this stuff like in 08. I know this channel I started in 08 or 09, one of the two. But, yeah. Anyway. Barry. Well, I wish you all the best going forward. Kris, you are highly talented, and hopefully you get to keep producing great content on your terms. Well, thank you. Yes. And yeah. That's pretty much it. Is creating it on my own terms. Is everything that I'm producing right now where I want it to be? No. I would like to get it. I'm always striving for better. I know I can be doing painting videos better. I know I could even do this show better. I know there are many, many things I can be doing way better. And that's what I'm aiming for. And as if I can keep doing this, if I can be fortunate enough to keep doing this, then that is the goal, is to constantly do better. Do I want to be better than anybody else? Not really. No. That's not my goal. That's not the goal. I don't want to have the most subscribers or the most supporters, or, you know what I mean? That doesn't concern me. That doesn't concern me. I'm looking to produce the best stuff that I can produce. And everything that I've produced in the past, right now, doesn't cut it. I know I can do better. And I can constantly streamline things and make things more efficient and, you know. But it's a process. It's a process. Job is left nut. That we'd lost Kris then? What? I don't know that we lost Kris. Or did we lose the stream? Is that what you're saying? We lost the stream? No, I still see the stream. I still see a stream. Is there still a stream? I don't know. The frickin' signal's been all over the place anyway. Okay. I think we have one more email. Yeah, we'll do one more email. Oh, it's 3 minutes left of the show. Yeah, let's do one more email. And then we'll call it a day. Let's do one last jingle before we go. So, if you're wearing headphones, turn them up or down. But here it comes. Email time. Email time. And this is from our good buddy Paul. Just a quick email. I got a full set of contrast paints for my birthday and decided to give them a go. I decided rather than just splashing them all over my models, I'd work them into my existing color scheme to see if I could cut corners and make speed improvements. The things that are normal Citadel paints are the metallics, the bases, and the armor. The sword on the Skulltaker is layered because contrast was a bit weak, and the wings on the Demon Prince are Motherlode, which is a Turbo Dark paint, but it really does show on the pictures. Jabba's left nut. P.S. I can see some bits I need to go over now. I've photographed them. Yeah, and that statement right there, going over after you photograph something, that is a very real thing. And in fact, if you are, these are fun. If you are looking to improve your painting as you are developed as a miniature painter, I definitely highly would recommend you photograph your models, because painting to the eye and painting to the camera are two different things. Geez, is that my mug in the background? Good God. Good God. Anyway. Love the Demon Prince. Love the pumpkins on the bases. I really like the coloring you've got on that orange one on the left hand side of the pumpkin base. The sword of the is he a herald or what is he? I don't know. But that the glowiness looks really, really cool. And buddy on the far right, I don't know what the hell he is. I can't remember what the heck that name is. So far, he looks really cool though. So these are primarily contrast paints, except for the few things that he talked about. They look great. They look great. I like the colors. I think with how deep the model is, I think the brass, the metallic, I think could be a bit deeper. Or a bit more separation between areas. Just a bit deeper color, right? Oh, that's right. And you use Motherlode on the wings, on the membranes. Now, I imagine Motherlode looks really fantastic in person, whereas on camera, it's probably pretty hard to get it to look the way you see it, right? Yeah, because I mean, like, yeah, I can see the shimmeriness. I can see it on the left-hand far membranes on the left. Am I got this framed right? Yeah. Some of you guys might not be able to see this very well, but you can see there's a slight color variance in the highlights, and you can see how like it looks like a bit of like a bluey green color, and that is Motherlode. That is a metallic from Turbo Dork. It's a really fantastic color, and it sits on top of the white. The paint, you have to lay down white first, and then you can lay this Motherlode down on top of it, which sounds like all sorts of innuendo when you kind of say it out loud, but yeah. I can see the shimmer on the inside of the membrane. That's really cool. But in person, I imagine that the wings look really kick-ass. The bases are really fun. I like those pumpkins. Oh, I like this dude. I like the sword. I like how you did the sword. It looks good. You said you had to layer the sword. The contrasts weren't doing it for you. Interesting. I probably would have just done that by contrast, but yeah. Flames look really great. I like your highlighting on the flames. That looks really good. Or is that the contrast? Is that the contrast doing it for you? I don't know. I don't know. The red looks really great. Now, this is all contrast, right? Other than the metallics and the bases. That's really good. That's really nice color transition on the flames. I don't know if that's on both the sword and the flames, or if it's just the flames, or what. And I'm sure you're probably making comments, but I'm not able to see them at the moment. So this one is really great. I like the colors. I like how the vibrancy of the colors on this. And you guys know me. I'm a sucker for Nurgle, so not Nurgling. I want that Nurgling. I want a plushie of that Nurgling that I can hug and I can squeeze and I can cuddle, and I will name him George. Some Nurgle bum. That Nurgling is awesome, though. I want a larger version of that Nurgling. Well, thank you, Paul. Awesome stuff. Did we have a comment from Paul? Did we have a comment? I don't see one. Stream is dropping more and more. Yeah, I know. Oh, tons of frames. Tons of frames. It's all coming apart. It's coming apart at the seams. Losing you, Kris. We're losing. Oh my god, we're losing. Anyway. All right. Are those GW minis? Yes. In fact, I think all three are GW. Yeah, all three are GW. Yeah. Ba 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 ba. George, I'm not a Nurgly. No, I will love him and I will pet him and I will hug him and squeeze him and I will name him George. Nick Dumont, has anyone tried Motherlode on something other than white? Yeah, it'll sit on top of black. It's just not going to be as vibrant as white will. But yeah, there's also these other colors. They're from a company called Mr. Color, which is, I believe, a Japanese company. Might be Chinese. Either one. And they produce this a paint, and they're kind of like Tamiya. I think, pretty sure they're acrylic, but they're like the alcohol-based acrylics. And you can lay them on top of whatever. And so you can lay down, say, a blue, and then use like a green shimmer, and it'll put a green shimmer. So when you're looking at it, it's still blue, but under certain lights, you'll see the green shimmer. It's really interesting. It's really fun. And Motherlode is kind of that same kind of paint. I don't know if Turbo Dork is going to do more paints like that, but yeah. It's very, very fun. It's very, very cool. Give it a try. The body is very translucent, and just the metallic flakes give off that pearlescence, right? But it's not like pearlescence where they kind of show all sorts of colors. That you can pick like a spectrum of color to show back. Because I know that I use like the Mr. Color ones, and they have like a red, they have a green, a blue, and a purple. I don't know where my Mr. Colors went to. They're around somewhere. But anyway, yeah. Jabba's Left Nut. Yeah, all contrast. The Demon Sword was burnished gold with contrast, but the Skull Taker's sword was normal Citadel. Oh, okay. Very, very cool. Jabba's Left Nut. Motherlode is amazing in real life. Yes, I played with a little bit with it with the spoons. I don't know where the spoons went to. I don't even know if Did I even show off any Turbo Dork, the latest releases from Turbo Dork? I don't even know if I did. Pretty sure I didn't. I feel bad now. But anyway. Yeah. So, yeah, Motherload, a lot of fun. So and for any of you guys out there who love metallics and stuff like that, and metallic paints, like and want water-based acrylics and not, any kind of, stinky lacquer-based or anything like that, yeah, try out Turbo Dark paints. They're really, really fun. I like them. I like the fact that they're just doing different colors, just adding more colors to the spectrum of available colors. And yes, sometimes you can mix these colors yourself, but oftentimes you often require these paints to be mixed at the manufacturing phase, because that's the time where you get the deepest saturation, when you're working with the pure elements, rather than taking a silver and a red, mix them together and getting a red silver. Often doesn't work. It's got to be done at the manufacturing, right, with particular pigments and particular process. So anywho, we're done, because I got to get out of here. So I want to thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. And if you're brand new to this hobby and you need help with the color scheme or painting or techniques, you need something explained, whatever it is, or if you're a commissioned artist and you want to show off what you're working on, or you just want to show off what you're doing anyway, send your emails to Kris@miniwargaming.com. Kris@wavethebrush.com. It is in the description below. Still old habits. But I've been doing Wave the Brush since 2013, so do you think I can crack that habit anytime soon? I'm trying. Every time I make an error like that, I always feel like a little tumor pop up, and I'm like, gotta push it back in. Oh, yeah, oh. Anyway. So, send it to Kris@wavethebrush.com. It is in the description below, as well as a link to wavethebrush.com, which is the central hub of all this silliness. It's all the links, all the social medias, Discord. Discord's been fantastic. And, of course, t-shirts. Want to get yourself a t-shirt? Look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world. They're wearing a Wave the Brush t-shirt. If you've purchased yourself a shirt, send a picture of yourself in your shirt, and I will add it to the Monkey Shrine, which is also at wavethebrush.com. Because, it's fun, and it's a way for us all to stay connected and, and share. And so, yeah, also on wavethebrush.com is a link for Patreon support. I'm independent, and I'm relying solely on Patreon support. So if you want to continue to help the channel and help me expand the library of painting videos that I once created, I can easily create again and continue to produce videos for everybody. Patreon support is a great way to help. And of course, if you're not able to support monetarily, and a huge thank you to my patrons who currently support me, because without you, where we've gotten right now wouldn't be possible. And so, huge thank you. And of course, people have been supporting for over a year now, 2 years. How long have I had Patreon? I've had Patreon for a bit now. But anyway, now I'm solely relying on it. So a huge thank you to the patrons. Again, you guys have been fantastic, and, huge thank you. And of course, there are more perks coming down the road. Oh, that was the other thing I'll talk more on the Patreon live show Monday. We'll talk more about something I've forgotten to do that I've got to do. So, yeah, we'll talk more about that later, though. That's just for the patron. Just for the patron. Shh. So, anyway, huge thank you to all the patron support. If you're not able to support monetarily, that is fine. Clicking the thumbs up, liking the video, sharing, commenting, and ringing the bell, and subscribing and following, and all that other social media stuff, it all helps as well. So, and all it takes is just a couple clicks of a button, and you're helping me out tremendously. You're helping me out tremendously by doing that. So, thank you if you're taking the time to do that. And so, huge thank you. And of course, a huge thank you. Huge. We're talking huge. Massive thank you. Like the difference between an Imperial Knight and an Emperor Titan, right? We're talking that big a difference and huge. To Carl, a.k.a. Guymere Alfer, a.k.a. Beer and Blood Bowl. That's his YouTube channel. Check him out if you love yourself some beer and you love yourself some Blood Bowl. Beer and Blood Bowl is where it's at. And we always say thank you to Carl because he took the time out of his busy day to create the email jingles that play before the email segment of the show. And so, always a huge thank you. Love Carl, long time. And, you know, I was going to go somewhere else with that, but I can't think of it. Sir Peanut Butter. Oof. Oof. I realized I was filming the battle report I just did with Mike up north. And I said oof quite a bit, and so I think I just started deliberately saying it. So if you're not a fan of idioms like that, I don't know what to tell you, but it's coming. Oof. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. Awesome stuff. I don't think we have anything else to say right now. Yeah, I'm getting the hell out of here. I will talk to you guys later. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you. And I will see you guys next week. Right? I got to talk to my internet service provider. Bunch of bastards. Because fucking up my daily... They're fucking up my process here, man. Like, can't do this to people. Like, what the hell?